Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever opened your front door, coffee in hand, sun shining, ready to seize the day, only to see your brand new Tesla halfway up a tow truck's ramp? And the reason because apparently electric cars are now illegal, at least according to the new HOA president, who acts like she's the sheriff in a spaghetti western. Yeah, I know, you can't make this stuff up. So buckle in because this is not just a story about a car or an overzealous HOA. This is about power, petty revenge, unexpected allies, and that perfect moment when karma does exactly what it's supposed to do. I moved into this neighborhood about 5 years ago. Before signing anything, I did my homework, read every review about the HOA, looked up horror stories, even talked to a couple of neighbors to make sure I wasn't walking straight into a suburban nightmare. And for a while it was good smooth even. The board was friendly. Folks waved from their yards. The street looked like something out of a real estate ad. You know, not a Karen in sight. Life was so peaceful that honestly it felt almost suspicious. And then came election season, and with it a shift in the wind. The old board stepped down, and in their place rose Karen. Yeah, let's call her Karen, because why not? She lived a couple of streets over, wealthy enough to dress like she just walked out of a catalog, but not so rich that she could buy a conscience. I'd never really talked to her, but she had that air about her, you know the type, right? The kind who'd scold a squirrel for running across her lawn. For the record, I drive a Tesla. Got it mostly because I care about the environment, a small fish in a big pond. But hey, every drop counts, right? It's just me, so I keep the car in my driveway out of everyone's way. Never got a single violation. The HOA sent their little rule book every time something changed. No loud cars, no wild parking jobs, nothing about electric vehicles. Just your standard don't be a menace to society stuff. But then, one Tuesday morning, I'm about to leave for work, headphones on, ready to zone out in traffic, and I see my Tesla being loaded up onto a tow truck. And there, standing like a general surveying a battlefield, is Karen. I jog over, still kind of in shock, and I'm like, "Excuse me, why is my car being towed?" She doesn't even blink. Electric cars are a violation of HOA bylaws. You'll have to find another way to get to work. That's it. Not a hint of apology, just pure ice. I try to reason with her, but she shrugs, and says it's not her problem. I mean, the audacity. So now I'm stranded, late for work, and calling an Uber that costs more than my weekly lunch budget. All because someone decided that my car was the devil. After work, I head to the towing lot because where else would I want to be at 7 o'clock at night, right? And ask the guy behind the counter if he knows what rule I broke. He just looks confused and says, the HOA president said electric cars were illegal now. Even he sounds embarrassed. So I cough up the cash and drive my poor innocent Tesla back home, only to find Karen has started a full-on crusade. She emails the entire community declaring that electric cars are officially banned. No gas, no go. Suddenly neighbors are looking at me like I'm a leper with a charging port. And then come the letters one after another like little paper bombs in my mailbox. 30 days to get rid of your electric car, or you'll be fined every day. She's serious too. After a month, the fines start rolling in enough to make you sweat, especially when you've got bills, groceries, life. At this point, I'm feeling trapped. Part of me wants to stand my ground, but another part wonders if maybe she really does have this power. Is this how it ends? Me bankrupt because Karen hates Teslas. But here's where the story turns, because in every battle, sometimes you need a plot twist or a secret weapon, or maybe just a bit of good old-fashioned curiosity. I log onto the HOA website, ready to fill out a complaints form, and stumble onto something interesting. There it is on the About page, all big and bold. Our mission: promoting a friendly, eco-conscious community. Eco-conscious, I almost laugh out loud. They're bragging about green initiatives while the president tries to ban electric cars. That's rich. So I do a little more digging, this time on Karen's Facebook. Turns out she's got opinions, a lot of them. According to her, climate change is a scam, Teslas are eyesores, and don't even get her started on wind turbines. She's reposted enough conspiracy memes to wallpaper the moon. Armed with this, I wait for the next HOA meeting. The room is packed, the air thick with tension, and honestly, maybe a little excitement. Who doesn't love drama on a weeknight? When the floor opens for comments, I stand up all polite and say how much I appreciate the HOA's commitment to green living. But I add, I'm a little confused. How do we support eco-friendliness while banning electric vehicles? Karen tries to shut me down, calls me a liar, says I'm making things up. But the other board members, most of whom had no clue about the emails or fines, ask me to explain. So I do, laying it all out: the tow, the threats, the fines, and Karen's personal vendetta against anything that doesn't guzzle gas. The best part, I never even mention her name. I just suggest they check whose email sent the community announcement and maybe peek at her Facebook. Suddenly the room is buzzing. Everyone loves a scandal, especially when it's not about them. Within a week, the board calls an emergency meeting. Karen is ousted, voted out faster than a burnt casserole at a potluck. They apologize to me publicly. Not only do I get all my money back, but the new president sends out a heartfelt letter inviting everyone to consider switching to electric cars. I mean, I half expected them to throw me a parade. And Karen, she's gone, vanished from meetings, her reign of terror over. The neighborhood is peaceful again, and honestly, the air feels just a bit lighter. Now you might think that's the end, case closed, justice served. But here's where life likes to toss in a little perspective. This whole mess, all the stress and drama, it started because one person in a small position of power forgot what that power was actually for. She thought it gave her the right to control, to punish, to settle personal scores. But the truth is, power, real power, comes with accountability. It's borrowed, never owned. And the minute you abuse it, it slips right through your fingers. Funny thing is, I almost let her win, not just over my car, but over my peace of mind. It took me a while, but I learned that sometimes standing up isn't about yelling the loudest. It's about finding the right moment, the right audience, and letting the truth do the work. That's the lesson, if you ask me. Justice doesn't always arrive on a white horse. Sometimes it rides in on a committee meeting armed with an About Us webpage and a little public shaming. And hey, if you ever find yourself up against a Karen, just remember, document everything. Screenshots are forever. Now tell me this. When does enforcing the rules cross the line into abuse of power? Where's the line between protecting a community and controlling it? Do you think Karen got what she deserved, or did the board go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever stood up to a petty tyrant or gotten caught in an HOA nightmare? Share your stories below, because I know I'm not the only one out there who's had to wrestle with power-hungry neighbors. And if you're ever in doubt, just remember, it's your driveway, your life, and no one gets to tow your happiness away without a fight.